Hello everybody, as promised, this is a video on the Seiko Alpinist, the SARB017. This is an oddball that got so much love. Okay, this watch is on loan to me by a good buddy. Shout out to Chris for lending me this watch and letting me wear it for a few weeks. So yep, this is my quick look on this watch. So before we go into the watch itself, let's just talk a little bit on the history of this Seiko Alpinist. It's actually a mountaineering watch. The first Seiko Alpinist was introduced back in 1961. However, after releasing the Gold Alpinist Champion 850 in 1964, Seiko decided to stop the Alpinist line. It was in 1995 that Seiko reintroduced back the Alpinist. The current Alpinist was this model. It was launched in 2006. So I'll put a link in the description below if you are interested to read more about the history of this Seiko Alpinist. But let's go back to the watch itself. Alright, so earlier this year, similar to the Seiko SARB033, 035, Seiko announced that they'll be discontinuing these three watches, the 033, 035 and 017, which is this Seiko Alpinist. Since then, the price for this all these three SARBs have been soaring very high. It's also becoming more harder and harder to find this watch in the market. So yeah, and also with the discontinuation of this green gold Alpinist, there has been some rumors earlier this year that Seiko might be reintroducing a new blue Alpinist in the Bezel world 2018 earlier this year, but that didn't happen. Alright, so that's a little bit background about the watch. So let's get straight into the specification of the watch. So this watch, it has a case diameter excluding the crown of 38.5 millimeters, a thickness of 12 millimeters. The lug to lug width is 46.4 millimeters, and the lug width is 20 millimeters. Okay, the case itself is constructed of stainless steel. It has a polished bezel, the brush top with the polished side. It has two crowns, and since it's rated to be 20 bar water resistant, it has a screw down crown here. So yep, as you can hear, the movement is hand windable, is hackable because it's a 6R15. So I wouldn't go too much into that movement because I've already done that in my previous video on the two SARBs 033 and 035. And the second crown is for you to move the compass bezel. I'll try to talk a little bit on how to use the compass bezel later on in the video, but let's get back to the watch itself. This watch originally came in leather band. Okay, but unfortunately Chris didn't give me the original leather band. What he gave me was this watch with an aftermarket I don't know, Rolex bracelet. Somehow it manages to fit the watch quite nice. Alright, this is the aftermarket bracelet that it came with. So I'm not gonna talk too much on this bracelet because it's not the original Seiko Alpinist bracelet. But from what I heard, the original leather band is a little lackluster because it's sort of like stiff and hard and plasticky. But since I do not have a first-hand information on that, so I'm just gonna take that as what I'm told. Let's take a closer look at the face of the watch. The dial is emerald green in color. All the hour markers are applied with the odd hours applied with the arrow shaped markers, and the even hours are with numerals. They are all in gold color. The hands are also in gold, And for the hour hand, there's this sort of like elongated, I don't know, Mercedes hands. I don't think it looks like, if you look at the character, if you know Chinese or if you know Japanese, it looks like Jin in Japanese or Ren in Chinese, meaning human. So I guess this is a watch for human. And the minute hand is like a strange hand with the two segment for the loom. Of course, the loom is the Seiko Lumi Bright. They are all looms for each hour markers. You can see the loom dots around. The date wheel is black in color with the painted gold frame. The Seiko logo is applied. Automatic die shock, 23 jewels, 20 bars, they are all printed. The die shock is Seiko technology for shock resistance that is used on the balance wheel. Okay, the crown is signed. Let's take a look at the case back. The case back is solid screw down. There's this I think a mountain logo with the word Alpinist engraved. So yep, it's made in Japan, 20 bar, stainless steel, all those usual stuff. Okay, now I'll try to go into how to use the compass bezel for a short while. I'm no expert, but I will try my best to explain that, and I will also link put a video down in the description below. There's a video from Mark from Long Island that you know, I think he managed to explain quite well on how to use the compass bezel. But yep, here is my version. So to use the compass bezel, you have to know that whether you are in the northern hemisphere or you are in the southern hemisphere. So as most of us live in the northern hemisphere, so I will just go with that first. Okay, so let's try to see. All right, so the way to use this compass bezel is, first of all, you have to be able to locate the direction of the sun. So I'm just gonna take something to represent the sun. For example, let's say the sun is here. This round foam pad is the sun, for example. So the first thing you do is to look at the sky and try to, you know, project the sun down to a flat surface, something like that. So what you need to do is to rotate the watch so that the hour hand is pointing to the sun. Okay, and then you rotate the compass bezel so that the south, all right, let me just try to do that. The south is in between, just right in the middle between the 12 o'clock and the hour hand. I'm not sure whether you can see that, roughly there, something. So with that you can determine the location, I mean the direction of your north, south, east and west. So the south is actually here, so the north is here. All right, so with that you will be able to get your 4 cardinal directions. Okay, so what happens, let's say if you are staying in the southern hemisphere, for example, let's say you are from Australia or New Zealand or even Southern America. So what you do is the same. You point the hour hand to the sun, all right, but instead of putting the south in between the 12 and the hour markers, so what you need to do is to put the north there. Right? I don't know. So with that, you will be able to get your 4 cardinals direction with the north pointing that way. Okay, so that is how to use a compass bezel. So that's it for the compass bezel. So now we'll take a look at how this watch fits on my small wrist. Alright, this is how it looks on my 6-inch diameter wrist. It is definitely very well fitted, especially with the curved lugs to, you know, it really hugs the wrist quite well. And of course, as with all or most of Seiko's design, the watch actually looks slimmer than it is due to the hidden caseback design. Same for the two SARBs. And actually the metal bracelet, the aftermarket metal bracelet, it doesn't look too bad, of course, except only for the clasp. But the bracelet itself, if you look at it from the front, it looks quite nice, quite decent. Yeah, so this is how it looks. Right now, I will wrap up the video with my own thoughts on this piece. This is truly a standout in the crowd watch. I'm not really into gold, but the green emerald green and the gold combination is really growing on me. I really like that the green gold combination. But of course, it's not into everyone's taste. And in my case, before I got hold of this watch, I don't think that this watch will actually, I will like this watch that much. But after getting it for a few days and wearing it for a while, I'm really into that color combination. It somehow feels matching. I don't know why. It feels very matching. If you want something that is not a common kind of watch that really stands out among the crowd, I believe this is the one to go for. It might not be your everyday watch, but it's definitely a fun watch that you can put on the weekend, or when you're going for some adventure because of the compass bezel. And this piece will definitely be a conversation piece, because a lot of people will just be caught by the shimmering, the sunburst effect, emerald green dial, and the gold markers and hand. So a lot of people will start asking you about this watch. So if you're planning to get this watch for yourself, be sure to at least know how to use the compass bezel, because I believe a lot of people would definitely ask you on, what is that, what is this. So just make sure that you know at least how to use this. All right. And as a whole, the watch is actually very nicely done, as with the two SARBs, 033 and 035. The constructions, the quality, the feel, everything is top notch. Unfortunately, Seiko decided to discontinue this watch, so I do hope that they will reintroduce back the Alpinist in the future. And if they do, I really hope that they will keep it in this modest 38 millimeters case diameter, rather than enlarge the watch. So that's all for this video. If you're new to this channel, I strongly suggest that you subscribe to my channel. It definitely helps me a lot. And please like this video and share this among your friends if you feel that you can influence them to get one of this piece. And please don't forget to follow me on my Instagram, gfw_watch, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye bye.